Hello, Camera Mandy. Oh, look at you.
Hello. I know. I have something to tell you because I am in St. Louis where there's that conspiracy with the Fayari. Well, here's the thing: is I met with the Queen Fayari,
What?
and she said, "Yes, it is true. I have met with her, and she told me all about this plot that has been going on."
The
Who
plot?
was it? Who was the plot with? Yeah, the plot. There was like a plot with some major
Oh,
medical
yes, Camera Mandy.
manufacturer.
You're taxing my
Yeah,
brain. It was the
yeah.
evil demon thing, right? I can't remember. Somebody in the chat's got to remember
I,
this crap.
Was it not the Tums? Was it not the Tums? I don't
Yes,
know.
remember there was a nefarious plot within the Tums building, but we don't know what
Within
was
the
going on
Tums.
there.
All that's to say, though, this is big. This is big.
All
So
right,
I met
Camera
with the
Mandy.
Queen Fairy, okay? And she told me all about the Tums. And I went to the Tums factory. And
No.
yes, I did. And I slayed the demon. I slayed the demon, just like Gandalf. It was phenomenal. Slayed the demon, rolled a few nat 20s, wiped him out. I went back to the queen. I said, I have taken care of your enemies. And she bestowed upon me this crown and this earrings and this like very nice cape. And she said, you have my thanks. The fairy are now free from the and this narrative can be over now and we never have to think about it again. And they're going to live happily ever after.
Excellently done, Camera Mandy.
You're welcome.
I just like the fact that there's Fayari all over this St. Louis. That's what I like.
I mean, they need to be somewhere. They need to be somewhere. Did I level up? I did indeed. So one of my hats gained a spell. Quite amazing. And I would be wearing my hat, but I just felt like it'd be rude to not wear the crown that the fairy queen.
I agree with that. But in the picture where you exposed the arch and showed the fairy and the dragon that I told everyone that dragon was flying around St. Louis and nobody believed me, right? Not even you believe me.
The dragon is actually a friend of the fairy. Now, he does not get involved in politics.
Okay.
Yeah, he kind of keeps a more neutral stance and kind of lets, these dragons, they have like a long lifespan.
Yeah.
They found the best way to have that long lifespan is just not to piss anybody off. So
I agree with that because there's all these people out there that want to slay dragons for really no reason, except for the gold.
Just around doing their thing. Kind of the way we slay like ants for no reason.
I do want to say, Hans, thank you for believing me when I was telling the truth about all these fairy out there. I really appreciate that. Yes, we got a great.
Maybe slay the demon herself without even Adam's help. Here's the thing: in our stories, the men are there as the gopher. So he was helping me. He was like shining my sword and making sure my spells were all prepped. Giving me all.
He's your squire.
Huh?
He's your squire.
Yes.
Squire Adam.
The squire. Sorry to call him the gopher because that's like literally his job at Gen Con is just to like bring everybody coffee and like drag the carts and prep everything. And he kind of loves it. That's why he told me that if I ever went to Gen Con without him, he'd be very sad. So
Rick is saying we're 100% fibbing. That's what he says right there. I see it.
Adam the goat is what I see.
Now David says
as
I believe
greatest
in Goo.
of all time. Greatest squire of all time.
Greatest squire of all time. So we got a great stream. Yes, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have on Crazy Bo from Critical Hit Soda and talk about Critical Hit Soda, right? Yep. And we're going to, of course, keep doing the portrait giveaway. So all y'all need to tell your friends, if they want a chance to win the portrait, they need to come on here. Now, of course, that's counterintuitive to your own interests because, the more people who get more entries, the less your odds go down. But, being, joining us for the stream gives you the chance to get extra entries to win this marvelous character portrait, which we're very excited about. So, so sorry, Camera Mandy, go ahead. What were we going to say?
Nothing.
Oh,
I just agree.
Yes, absolutely. And then we got some really cool things to show from social media and of course the fairy picture. We got to talk about that. And I guess you have some more pictures which we'll show in the Facebook over the course of the week. Yes, we'll show some of these extra St. Louis photos. Yes, totally. Believe me, I know they exist. Squire Adam has sent them to me.
Yes, he's very good at that.
Well, from now on, I'm going to call him Squire Adam whenever I see him.
Adam, that's such a good word for Adam, like in real life, what he does for us at conventions. But you know, this is like a casual. This is not me working at convention. This is me enjoying a convention.
Yeah, you're just having fun.
So,
tell us.
Yeah,
that's part of the stream too. You're going to tell us about it. Do you have some photos and pictures, or not many?
So, Alphinius, you should know this. It is very difficult for me when I am remote like this, working off my laptop, to be able to do any of that kind of stuff. So I did not grab anything. So
Squire Adam.
Adam. So maybe Adam can grab some.
No, I can share screen. I already have the the Facebook up. I can do all of this, Camera Mandy.
Perfect. That's perfect for me. Okay, but Adam did this time bring me this mouse. Because it's really hard when my keyboard. I don't know if you remember last
Mandy, that is not a mouse.
Oh, well, it is a mouse. It has a mouse right here.
Oh, so it's a mousy keyboard.
And a keyboard. I know. Isn't that cool? Tech.
The stream is running through my phone. You don't want me touching it.
Tech, the more you know. Oh, apparently the stream is going through Adam's phone, so we can only do so much on our end over here. But anyway, so yeah, Bo is in the background. Look, let's tell a little bit about Bo. So we met Bo at the VIP games at Gen Con. And before we even started our games, his friend Trent reached out to me and said, hey, my friend Bo, who's joining me, has a soda truck that's going to be at Gen Con. It's called Critical Hit Soda. And for his game, because we ran 2 games, for his game, he wanted to provide all the players soda from the Critical Hit. And like, he sent me this website, and we'll talk a little bit about it, but it had all of these ingredients, and the sodas all looked so good, and they're all based off some kind of like D&D thing. So I myself got like a vampire, which was this incredible cherry Coke mixture with like real cherries, like inside, like the cherry parade. It was so good, in fact, that I got a second one that weekend. And I mean, just delicious. And you got the Minotaur, I believe.
Minotaur. It was great.
Yeah.
I put booze in it, Camera Mandy.
Oh, well, naturally. That is kind of a thing that you would do, wouldn't it? I see Bo in the background. He's chuckling. So.
It mixed very well with vodka.
Lovely. And I think it only improved your GM game, yes?
I don't know because we were all pretty drunk, so I can't. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think it was fun. I think the folks who were there had a good time, and Luke was magnificent. He carries many of the, when we're GMing together, he carries most of the characters, including, of course, when you were doing a hole in the ground. The hole in the ground, Lukáš is their evaluator, right? So in the hole in the ground, the players are all graduates of the Adventurers College in Efholm. And there is this hole to the north of the village that has enchantments put upon it by Geisengax from long ago. And you go into the hole in the ground and you face a series of trials. And while you are facing the trials, Lukáš or another instructor evaluates you and gives you pointers and tips and grades as you go along. So it's pretty fun. I think it was great.
That's awesome. So just really quickly, sorry, off track. TA Claire is running the last session of Chapter 3 of Red Star Rising tonight. And this is big. If anyone who's done Red Star Rising knows, the last chapter or the last session of Chapter 3 is the session. So I just want to say, good luck. Make those players cry. Tear them up.
Indeed. No, it is quite a thing. So yes, good luck indeed. I hope it goes magnificently. And we will say no more.
Yes, exactly. Okay, let's go ahead and bring on Bo and hear a little bit about the story of Critical Hit Soda. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
Welcome, Bo.
I'm trying to make my hand work with this background. I have no thumb. Look, I have no thumb.
It's pretty much there. It's intermittent, but it's all right.
Hello, Bo.
Wonderful. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you so much, Alphinius. It's great to see you again.
And you.
Cameron, Mandy, thank you so much, everyone, for letting us hang out with you guys for the morning.
Yes. So tell us about this craziness of Critical Hit Soda, Bo. We want to know.
Sure. Should we just go way back to the beginning?
Yeah,
where we all started?
It would be interesting to hear how you kind of.
December 26, 1977, at 2:00 in the morning, I was born.
That's going a little too far back, Bo.
Too far back? Okay.
Camera Mandy, be prepared for the cut switch if it gets too.
Okay, I got it.
Critical Hit Soda. Yeah, about 4 years ago, for my construction company, we got to a point where I had a really awesome team built that was handling projects, and I was assuming more of an office entity position, and I was just finding that I had more and more time to, which is the goal, to have more and more time to spend with your family and friends and do the things that you love. And so my wife and I decided that we wanted to just start up a side gig, a side business that we could spend time with the family, bring them the opportunity to work, spend time with them, and just kind of go out and do something occasionally. So we fell upon the idea of operating something within the food truck space. And now here in Utah, for any of your viewers who are potentially here in Utah, but there's this amazing fad out here where there's these soda shops all over the place where they take the base beverages, like Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, you name it, mixed it with these Italian syrups, and they usually name them after something that's meme worthy, something that's going around. There's like the Bye Felicia, and just anything that's kitschy and catchy at the time. We decided, hey, what's the possibility of throwing something like that on top of on a mobile platform and operating in the food truck space, and maybe we'll go out once, maybe twice a month to just do an event here or there with the kids, and we'll just go out as a family and work and spend time together, and the kids will make money and get them working as early as possible to start that to help them develop that work ethic, and those goals were absolutely met. We've had such an amazing time as a family going out. My best friends' kids come out and help us out. So we now kind of have an inter-family kind of setup going on. It's absolutely amazing. So,
I love that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Experience for like your kids to be able to like work and like have like a job like that, helping a family business. I think that's
well, especially in doing soda. You know what I'm saying? Now, yeah. Bo, I got to ask you a question. So you sure. made this truck. We know about the truck, right? And do you also offer beyond just the soda? Do you offer like I think the Minotaur would be really good as a float.
Sure. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Actually, traditionally, I do keep some ice cream in our freezer because, I have the root beer, I have the vanilla, I've got everything. So I do quite commonly make my own root beer floats. And so that option does potentially exist. But you're not wrong. The Minotaur is absolutely an incredible drink.
So listen, Cassius asked a question here, which is, what would critical hit Alphinius Goo taste of? But I do think you should do a Gooey Cube version if you have massive success. It needs to be, because you already have the gelatinous cube, right? You have that one.
We do have a gelatinous cube. Yep, absolutely.
Yes, but the Gooey Cube needs to be more. It needs to be better.
Well, I agree with you.
Gooey Cube needs to have a dose of alcohol. I don't know. Look at that liquor license.
Well, okay. So for some reason, the health department or the state of Utah won't give a liquor license to a mobile platform. I don't know why. I haven't figured that one out yet.
I truly, I do not understand that, because these trucks all go to places where, in most cases, they serve booze. They do. I mean,
sure.
Yes, the whole damn thing makes no sense to me. Before COVID, you couldn't get to-go alcohol. Now you can get to-go alcohol. Before COVID, well, here in Colorado, this has been a longer time, you didn't really have drive-through marijuana purchases. But now you have drive-through marijuana purchases. In fact, if you aren't doing so well with the soda, you could add marijuana onto the soda, and then you'd really sell a lot of floats.
That's a possibility. That one has not been proposed before. Now we get the request, hey, do you have any gin back there? Do you have any, something? We get that all the time. And it's like, no, we don't. Now,
Mandy, you have to keep your eye on the chat because there are some funny things going past.
Okay, let me
Harry even said, I like what Harry said. You could offer drink pairing suggestions.
Sure. Okay. Interesting.
And Geeky, I agree with you. Booze is needed at all Gooey events.
Well, they certainly, booze was certainly available at the event that you put on for me, and that was amazing. That was absolutely amazing.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, Bo, and you guys were so good. I always say this: players make the game, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
Players make the game. The game master can facilitate, but you got a table of players that are engaged and having fun and throwing down and doing stuff and not being too afraid, but being, having appropriate fear and all. It makes such a good game.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah. I always try to come up with an interesting character especially in those little one shots. I always reflect back on an interview that I heard Michael Myers give when he was asked how did he come up with the interesting characters that he's come up with over the years. Wayne's World, Austin Powers, just to name a few, Shrek. And he said that whenever he's developing a character, and I've always challenged my players to do this, whenever he's developing a character, he identifies one thing that they're obsessed with, just one thing that they're obsessed with. Shrek is obsessed with a fear of change, and then that drives everything. Wayne is obsessed with partying.
Yes,
Austin Powers
we know. Austin Powers. Let's not speak about it. We're PG-13. We know what Austin Powers is.
Yeah, I think that's good enough. But the point being is, I really appreciated that insight on how to just quickly develop a really fun and interesting basic character idea. And if I could aside for just a moment, I did take that. And I challenged my players in my current game to do that some years ago. And everybody picked something. And I got to say, this father and son duo, the dad picked food and the son picked a shovel. Now, I was like, okay, all right, these guys don't get it, but I'm not going to tell them how to play their characters. Well, I got to say that turned into some of the most amazing and astonishing role-playing opportunity. The shovel specifically, at early levels. So he had this shovel that's what he would always use. And at early levels, a weapon is a weapon. It does a D6, it does a D8.
Wait. But just one second, because I don't know that we know what this character mechanic is, because most of us have not played this game. So before you get into that, Alphinius, what is the mechanic that he's talking about for the quick character creation?
No, go ahead, Bo. You can speak to it.
Yeah, no worries. No, it's just for any role-playing game, if you want to come up with an interesting character idea, just focus that character onto one idea, one concept that character is obsessed with.
It's like we was talking about.
So food and shovel. Okay,
so I'm obsessed with food. Now, truly, I am kind of a foodie.
For sure. That's fantastic. Okay. But what ended up happening with this one guy who was obsessed with his shovel. Now, again, my idea was you should be obsessed with something philosophical or deep or, justice or truth or, that's what I was going for. But he picked a shovel. Anyway, so at early levels, a weapon is a weapon. Well, I mean, yeah,
go very deep.
I guess you can.
So as you're going along with the shovel, Dr. Ransom Keys says, honestly, the Alfabio soda would have a 50-50 chance of giving you a disease. All right, keep going. All right, so they're obsessed with the shovel. They start off at a low level. The shovel is their weapon.
Yeah. Now, once you start tearing up, once you start leveling up, you find better weapons. Of course, you're encountering monsters that are now resistant to damage unless it's a magical weapon. He refused to break from the shovel, despite the fact that he had a +1 or a +2 longsword on his hip. It was driving everybody insane. It was incredible. That interpersonal drama was really kicking off, like, with the damn shovel, man.
Seriously. Oh, you had to give him a magical shovel later, yes?
Yeah. So how old is this kid?
He's 14.
See,
and he had to get a magical shovel later at some time. Yes, we've given him a magical shovel.
Now, Alphinius, you're absolutely right. So one of my veteran players in the game, he pulled me aside after about 6 to 8 months of this kid really role-playing this. And he's like, hey, this is incredible. This is so much fun. You have to reward this somehow. And I was like, Clark, you're absolutely right. I do. I can't believe I didn't think of this. So I went and grabbed my old TSR second edition, AD&D second edition, Encyclopedia Magica, which if anybody who knows that, it's a 4-volume set of every magic item that TSR had ever produced from 1977 to 1994, I do believe. It's a 4-volume set, everything that they've ever produced. Dungeon Magazine, Dragon Magazine, a vague article, an adventure, it doesn't matter. They collated it all. And so I went to Shovel, and sure enough, there were 5 or 6 different magic shovels to choose from. And now several of them didn't really work, but the one that did work was the Shovel of the Harvest. It's a +1, +4 versus plants. Its real awesome ability is that it can harvest an acre of land in a turn, which is 10 rounds. Which is amazing. But its really awesome ability for the game was that you could it operated as a sort of dancing for 10 rounds. So he could pull out his shovel, throw it out there, it would dance around him and attack things, and he could pull out his real weapon and attack with that real weapon. So
well played. I love that. I must tell you, I would have also. I don't know if you did this or not, but I would have also given that shovel a personality.
The shovel, sure.
Oh yes, it would have had a big ego, and it would have had a personality, and it would have given everybody in the party a lot of shit. And apologize, but yes, it would have been. I would have done that. Yes, but I think that is magnificent. Well done, Bo. Well done.
Thank you so much. But no, that is a wonderful idea. I'm sorry I didn't come up with that, but I'll put that in my pocket for next time.
Okay, but back to soda.
We got to go back to
soda. Yes, yeah. Sorry, we diverted there from the game and the character that I was trying to. Portray in the game that we played with you and Luke, and it was a lot of fun. It was just so much fun. Yeah. So, but thank you so much. But back to soda. Okay, so back to the soda trailer. So we created this soda trailer. Now, for being a Dungeons and Dragons player since I was 12, marrying it with D&D in some capacity was a priority from the very beginning. Now, my wife, who is a huge Ravenloft fan. Of course, I'm a huge Ravenloft fan as well. She wanted to build the trailer to look like a Vistani Vardo. Now, that is a tremendously complex construction project and then maintenance project after that. So I was like, oh my gosh, as amazing as that would look.
We call that the blue sky phase.
The blue sky, exactly. Yeah. It's just not feasible. So, but joining this with Dungeons and Dragons in some way, that's something we can do. That's a conversation we can have. And so just this idea developed of we could name the cups after we could, so there's level 1s, level 5s, and level 10s. So the cups are level sizes as opposed to just small, medium, and large. All the drinks could be named after some component of Dungeons and Dragons. And what we landed on was a monster, a magic item, or a spell. Those are the three. And then, of course, we have the dice rolling mechanic at the trailer because we had to incorporate a dice rolling mechanic. Well, how to do it. We're going to call it Critical Hit Soda. What if when you roll a critical hit at the trailer, you get 20% off that drink? And
I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's so wonderful. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. So, and the dice rolling mechanic is the gamification of it, the interactivity of it, that turned into an absolute phenomenon. Everybody hates standing in lines. They're so boring. Well, but now we have these big green D20s, and so everybody gets to watch the person who's ordering roll a big D20 across the floor, across the ground. And I tell you, it is just so incredible. Whenever a critical hit is scored, just the adulation of the crowd, everybody is just cheering. And then same thing when a critical fumble is rolled, everybody's just an outpouring of communal mourning for it's just so incredible, the interactivity that did
you do that at Gen Con too? With long lines and everything?
Yeah. Actually, we and just this year at Gen Con, we built a massive 3D or a massive dice tower to help.
I like that. Yeah, then they can drop it down the dice tower, keeps the thing contained. I like that a lot. Yes. Now the one thing, so I did back your Kickstarter. I don't know if you saw that, but I did.
You're amazing. Thank you.
And you're doing pretty well here. Are you getting closer to the numbers you were hoping for? Or are you doing okay?
We are. Yeah, we are. Well, you always have this like, oh my gosh, it'd be great to have this grand number, but we are so grateful for all this outpouring of love, and we'd love to talk about this number. We saw it just tick up just now.
Hey, don't you love that feeling? You're like, hey, it went up.
Yeah. So fantastic. But this is absolutely fantastic. And there's I want to point out one thing about this number that we're looking at, this 54,228. We just had this conversation with somebody inside Kickstarter, and this was brought up. Because this comment was made from Kickstarter that they've rarely, if ever, seen this phenomenon take place. So as we were going through the metrics, because we have 409 backers, and I couldn't tell you right now what this number is, but if I say a significant portion of this, like close to 20 to 25,000 of this number, are just people who donated just to see the project succeed. $20 here, $10 there. And I coordinated with my guy who was running the campaign at Gen Con, and he was saying that sounds accurate, because as they were talking to people in line, so many people were just saying, look, I really don't want anything. I don't want, all this stuff looks great, but I just love Critical Hit Soda. I just want to give you guys $20 here just to see you guys succeed.
Yeah, and so, I got to tell you, Bo, 25% is a big number, but we have seen the same.
Fantastic.
And others that I know of, because you do have so many people out there who just support creators. I mean, Mandy knows I'm a big supporter of creators. I do it a lot. And I don't really talk about it very much, but it's, I have such great respect for people who are trying so hard to make something happen. And it's really cool, Bo. It's really cool. And if everything goes the way it should, you probably pick up another 10 to 15, maybe even 20,000 here before the end.
Well, that is what we're projecting, and so yeah. So I think our experience with Kickstarters, our own relative experiences, is agreeing with each other here, and that's exactly what we need to make this happen. And we're so close as it is now, so we're very excited.
Ooh, a fireball! Yes, you have a fireball.
So okay, a fireball. Great question. We actually this Gen Con introduced a drink called the Potion of Fire Breathing. It was originally going to be called the Fireball, but we didn't want it to be confused with the alcoholic beverage Fireball. So we had to reworkshop the name, but we call it the Potion of Fire Breathing. It's Dr. Pepper with cherry and habanero.
Oh,
and
I was thinking you might add garlic. Then it would really be the Potion of Fire Breathing.
Garlic. Okay. Wow. Interesting. Okay.
So,
yeah.
Bo,
yes.
Can you tell us what your Kickstarter is exactly? Because you're
fantastic. Yeah. So the next logical progression of Critical Hit Soda was we had a question. Should we build a second trailer because we're getting so much demand on our time to be in more than one place at one time? It was my brother-in-law who came up with the idea of, hey, really this needs to be in cans and this needs to enter some kind of massive distribution. And the second he said it, it was like, absolutely, that's the idea. Okay, let's start pushing towards that. Manufacturing a beverage from the ground up is a very, very cost prohibitive endeavor, to say the least. So identifying the how to go about it there was a huge debate on how to go about it. And it was my brother-in-law who again said, let's just try Kickstarter. Let's just try that. We have these other plan Bs and plan Cs. Let's keep those on the back burner, but let's just try this real quick. And so here we are. We spent 6 some odd months putting this campaign together, where the main focus, the main goal, of course, is to fund the development of this canned product for distribution. But me personally, I didn't want just another canned soda on the shelf. So again, all of this comes from passion for Dungeons and Dragons, the love of it, and when you ground me in Dungeons and Dragons, it's the art of Dungeons and Dragons, the art of fantasy role playing in general. I've said it so many times, it's become almost a mantra at this point that it doesn't matter what gamer you're talking to, whether they know it or not, whether they realize it or not. Every gamer is an art fan. They just to their core, whether they know it or not.
Bo, as you know, all the things we've drawn, all the things we've crafted, we are a big believer in a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Sure,
it really is.
Exactly. So when I came up with the idea, we as a team came up with the idea to start packaging this. What did we want? What did I want? It's so amazing to watch this. This is incredible. But I went back and reflected.
You might be getting some gooey love right now, Bo.
It's amazing. You guys are absolutely just thrilling.
We got quite a wonderful group here. I can't tell you. It's magnificent. So okay, so you come up with the idea, and then you started making the art.
Yeah, the monster manual. I would always my first go-to whenever a new rules edition came out was to go straight to the monster manual and start flipping through it and check out the amazing new fresh depictions of all of these amazing creatures and monsters and things that you can interact with. So I was always entranced and enchanted by the monster manual. And so this is what I want for these cans. I want absolutely brilliant, amazing, serious, sincere depictions of these creatures and these monsters and these things that you can interact with. And of course, I want to work with all the artists that I have just loved and doted over my entire Dungeons and Dragons career, be it Larry Elmer or Clyde Caldwell, or in this case, with the 3 that we've come up with is Steve Argyle, who's a huge name in Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, Mark Poole, who he's been with Magic the Gathering all the way since it began. And then we have an absolutely thrilling and amazing young lady who joined us on this project. She's going to be a huge and amazing artist. Her name is Caitlin Zupanik. Now, Caitlin did our Silver Dragon, which you can see there in the foreground. Mark Poole did our Mimic there in the middle, and then Steve Argyle knocked it out of the park with that owlbear in the back.
You can scroll too and show us the bigger pictures on this.
Oh yes, let's see if I can, but well, I think that's about the biggest I can get at the moment. My apologies, but suffice to say, yeah. So that's the goal. Is I want people to be able to walk into their game store or a convenience store and have that same experience of seeing these incredible monsters, these creatures. Just grab them by their imagination and by their heart, and cause them to be intrigued.
Well, and I'm kind of a marketing person. That's my background, and I can see extensions, and you could do featured artists on certain cans for limited editions and all kinds of things like that you could do. Okay, yes. So listen, Bo. Yes, we've got to get to a couple other things. Are you going to hang out with us a little bit, or are you going to get out of here?
Nope. For as long as you guys can put up with me, I'll be here.
Well, listen. It's not every day that we throw a Kickstarter up here, and for everyone out there, Gooey doesn't get anything for this. This is just, we thought it was intriguing, interesting, and very different from virtually everything else that's out there in the space. So we wanted to make folks aware of it and see it, and we're proud of you, Bo, and excited for you, and really hoping this thing will rock well for you, not just in the Kickstarter, but in future things. And I will tell you, the last thing I'll tell you about this is very important. The only way that I know of, having now done 3 of these damn things, these crowd funds, the only way that I know of to do big numbers is to take a big risk.
Sure.
And that's the advertising spend. And usually you want to spend a lot before your Kickstarter or your crowdfund actually opens. Mm-hmm. And that is the scariest of the scary, because just because you're getting followers doesn't mean you're getting, people who are bidding with you. So yes, we spent, I think most folks know we spent about 100 on the Guys and Gags Kickstarter. We spent about $130,000 in advertising. It was crazy.
Crazy. That is nuts.
Bo, everyone in the chat. So we have a special friend. His name's Chet Minton.
Yeah, everybody wants you to look at Chet Minton's artwork.
Yeah, everyone in the chat wants you to connect with Chet, maybe for a future art
Chet
piece.
Minton. I'm writing. I'm writing that down.
Are you a member of the Gooey Den, the Game Masters Den on Facebook?
I don't believe I am.
Oh, you need to.
I feel so bad that I'm saying that I'm not. I'm so sorry.
Oh, well, it's okay. I mean, how you might not even know. so yes, you should join that. Chet's in there. You see his artwork. It's a really great group. A lot of creators and interesting people and wonderful people. I did see something earlier that I wanted to.
You're wearing Chet's shirt too.
I am. This is Chet's style. His style is very much the old school D&D kind of thing made new, and it's really a marvelous feel.
Well, fantastic. Well, that's the goal, is to work with real artists creating real art. That's the goal that we want to pursue on this. Sincere artists who have a passion and a vision, and we want to offer the opportunity to display that and partner with that. So Chet Minton, I would love to talk to him here in the very near future. So
yeah. Before we move on, sorry, go ahead.
No, hold on, just one second. So Bo, there's a to join the group. Mandy, put the link in the group so that he has that. Will you do that?
I will do that. But before we move on, I have one question about the Kickstarter.
Please.
How did you choose the 3 flavors that you are working to produce?
That's a great question. So these are the 3 flavors that are the most that are the best sellers. Certainly the Mimic is the #1 best-selling item on the whole menu. So that was a no-brainer. Silver Dragon. Say again?
What's in the Mimic?
So that is so it's Dr. Pepper based. Excuse me, sorry about that. Yeah, it's Dr. Pepper based. It's coconut, pineapple, strawberry puree, and cream.
So it's kind of a milkshakey experience.
Kind of a little bit, yeah. Yes, with a little bit of a tropical twist there. Absolutely.
Marvelous.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much. And then the Silver Dragon, of course. Well, all of our top selling items are either energy drink or Dr. Pepper. But we had to diversify a little bit because we wanted to provide as much as humanly possible. So the Owlbear is our number one root beer product, and that's caramel and vanilla. And then Silver Dragon is our number one lemon lime Sierra Mist Sprite, whatever you want to call it, drink, and that's coconut, peach, and mango puree with a hint of lime.
Sounds magnificent. I'm excited for you. I think this is a wonderful thing you are doing, and we are excited to do it and be able to promote you a little bit, Bo. And thank you for being such a good friend to us in all of this. So yes. Mandy, did you put it in the thing there? So
I'll need someone else to do it because it was stressing out my connection to do it. So
delegate.
It's stressing out your connection to make a comment. By the gods, Adam, turn up your phone.
No, we're running it off the phone.
Can someone put the Facebook link in?
Yes, someone will put the. I know someone will. So
because
also,
I would do it, except for I have to log in, and Cameraman Mandy, what happens when I log in? Then I disappear for like 3 minutes, and then I come back. So
but we can also just send it to Bo afterwards. So Porthalis joined us late and was wondering who crowned me, and he clearly missed the story of the Fae Queen of St. Louis.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in St. Louis.
St. Louis. Yeah. So, I'm sure there's similar things happening in Utah. We might have to go visit sometime. Sorry, Utah.
Utah.
All right.
Good. I like that, Camera Mandy.
It works.
Yeah. Maybe we'll go out to Salt. Are you at SaltCon? I think is what it's called. Do you go to conventions out in Utah?
Yeah, I do. FanX, which is Utah's Comic-Con event. SaltCon, I'm working on that one. The venue, we have had some dialogue with the venue, and we're talking to them. We're trying to get in there. So
Geeky, there is no Al Weirdo.
So there is a question about if there's late backing available for your Kickstarter because it's about to close. So do you guys have any options for like backer kit or anything like that on the tail end?
Yes. There will be a late backer opportunity.
Awesome.
So is there going to be a late backer opportunity because I don't get paid until the 20th? Yes, there will be a late backer opportunity.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So everyone's just assuring Porthalis that my adventure was quite incredible despite the internet.
Somehow she slayed the evil Tums demon.
The Tums demon. Yes, indeed. So, all right. Awesome.
I got to tell you, that was fascinating to me that I did not know that Tums was made in St. Louis. And they actually have a big factory that says Tums. I walked around the whole weekend going Tums.
Did you go up to the arch when you were here, Alphinius?
Pardon?
Did you go up the arch when you were here?
We did not go up the arch. We did go up the arch. No, we did not go up the arch. But we did, we were all over the place. We did a lot of things. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun.
So Bo, the backstory of this whole thing is that he was out here like 5 months ago, and he does. If you join the Gooey Den, he creates little narratives with pictures wherever he travels to. It's pretty
except for the most recent one, which was terrible, and I just threw it away. I started down a path. It was just not good.
They can't all be winners.
Oh wait, that was the Hawaii one.
No, that was the one that just recently. No, the Hawaii one was pretty good, but the one that most recently, where I don't remember what it was. I ignore it. It was the Hawaii one. It was the most recent Hawaii one. But I was there with Ms. Goo on our 40th anniversary, and I really felt like I couldn't give it the real time that it deserved. So we just are going to forget about that and pretend like that was an alternate reality. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, the St. Louis one, I agree. That was fun. There's little dragons. It's a good time. Bo, join the den. It's a blast, and we have a great community.
Absolutely, we'll do.
Okay. And you wanted to hang out with us while we chit chat about everything else? I don't know what else is on the docket for today.
Absolutely.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm excited to be here. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So do you want me to share screen, Camera Mendy, and show some of these interesting social media things?
Yes, please do. You can see the den. This is what we do. You can see the den.
I'm excited. Absolutely.
Yes. And feel free.
Screen sharing is easiest with 2 monitors. Goodness gracious, they tell me all kinds of important things that are not really that important.
Is this the first time you're sharing screen on StreamYard? I normally do it for you, so I'm excited.
This is the one I want right here. Here we go, Camera Mandy. Kaboom! Yes. Right here. This was the first one. There you are, Camera Mandy.
Hold on. I have to add it to stage. There you are.
Yeah. There you are, Camera Mandy. Right there. Yes.
Here's the interesting thing about this arch. So we did it. We did the touristy thing and we went up it. And so you go into this tiny little elevator that is specifically designed to go up the arch, and you're sitting in like this compact little claustrophobic room with, fortunately we're here with our friends, so it was just the 4 of us in there, but you can fit 5 people in there. And you go up to the top, and then you look through windows that, I kid you not, are about like a foot wide and like maybe like 7 inches tall. And so at the top of the arch, you can see these like little black dots. And those are the windows that you're going to look out, and they are super tiny, and you have to lean over really far, and then you can get a picture, or you can see St. Louis. We have this thing with apostrophes in the world of Zyathé. It's just
sure. I love it.
So
I'm becoming initiated. It's okay. I got you.
I want you to know this. You see this right here, this little thing right here on the screen. Can you see that little thing that I'm circling with the little finger?
I can, yeah.
Yes. So I like to go outside and write when I'm doing writing, and because Ms. Goo will not allow me to smoke a cigar in the house. I have a cigar every once in a while. Well, apparently some bug got into my monitor, crawled down here, and got squished. So this is actually some poor little bug it's not on Camera Mandy's picture, so you can see this. I wanted to make sure Mandy didn't think I screwed it up with some kind of a thing. That's just a bug on my screen.
You do know that if there's a bug squished in your screen,
it is very disturbing, Camera Mandy, but I spent a lot of money on this monitor, and I am not going to throw it away because of a bug.
Wouldn't it be something if that bug somehow got sucked into the screen Matrix style and was being transmitted across the air to millions of people will anyway. So
anyway, this was it right here. I'm also talking to James Enelo about potentially coming onto the stream and hanging out.
Oh, we should, because they were supposed to come on and then they had internet issues. So yeah, we'd love to have James come on again. James.
All right, so let me show you a few things here so we can see this, because there's some fun things in here. So first of all, Pam, of course, is talking about Pacificon and all of that stuff.
That's next weekend.
Yes, so I want to make sure everyone knows I bumped it a little bit and all that stuff. So hopefully folks who are going to Pacificon will see this and they can sign up for games that Marvelous Pamela is sort of heading up out there.
It might be 2 weeks from now.
Pardon me?
What dates are there? Because it's Labor Day weekend, right? So I think it's in 2 weeks. Is that right?
Well, doggone it, Camera Mandy, how would I know?
Oh, well, you're looking at the post.
I don't remember these dates. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you right now, or maybe Pam, if Pam's in the
chat. So here's August 29th to September 1st. So it is actually 2 weekends from now. And interestingly, Pam is gonna find out about this for the first time because I've been on vacation. So they're gonna be running the game show out there, 3D dungeon crawlers out there. And we went to try and ship them the little Kismia's wheel, but we had to epoxy the bottom on, so now it's a very awkward shape. So it was going to cost $100 to ship it out. So now I'm creating a new digital version of the wheel somehow. I'm going to figure that out this week. And it was going to be we have a little miniature version that's about 1.5 feet tall because I know the real Kismia's wheel is 3 feet tall. Anyway, plus the stand and everything like that. So there shall be a digital mini Kismia's wheel floating around, and people have I found this out at Gen Con. Our friend Timothy Campfield, for instance, made a version of 3D dungeon crawlers that can be run at game stores, and he says people love it. So the whole game show actually has been played in more places than we've ever seen. It's very
the game show is great and it's a lot of fun. And I do want to say this is the kind of crap that happens. Can you still see my screen, Camera Mandy?
Are you being
this
told
is
by Patrick Kenny? I knew it was going to be Patrick Kenny because he's done this.
Patrick Kenny is spamming me right now. The snail did nothing wrong. The snail did nothing wrong. This is okay. I don't know if Patrick is watching right now, but this is what happens to me, Bo, on a consistent basis.
But apparently the snail did nothing wrong. I do believe that. to be true.
It really did not. So
Incorrect.
Boom.
Little payback for you, Patrick Kinney.
Bo, just like a warning, if you do join the den, you will learn just a lot about snails. It's kind of a whole thing at this point, so you'll know more than you've ever known about snails. Anyway,
I'm gonna ask Patrick if he's watching Goo Morning right now.
He is watching. He's been chatting the whole time.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, good.
So
now I know why he spammed me. Now, if other people start spamming me, I'm gonna know because it's a trend. All right, so look at this real quick. This is pretty fun. So Michael Craw put
I'm just saying your number has gone up. Sorry, our people are killing it on this Kickstarter. Thank you all so much.
Absolutely incredible. Oh, for sure.
You, Ta Claire. Sorry, anyway, it's just amazing. I love it. Okay, sorry. We'll go back to you, Alphinius. Okay.
So right here, Michael put this up, right? This is if you summon shark inside a water elemental and add in druid spell tornado. What's the spec on a summon sharknado?
Sharknado. Yep, absolutely. Amazing.
I thought that. Look, David Stormer. I see you, David, right there. I'm not going to give you a heart. Forget that. I'm going to give you a mad face. You get a mad face. Hans, I have to give you a heart because even though you're spamming me, it says salt the snail. So I'm happy about that right now.
There you go.
You can exit out of all those.
All right, so I just thought this was so good, and Michael, thank you for putting that up. I thought that was so classic. And then, Jim, some of y'all know Jim puts up all kinds of really, really interesting things that he finds. Some of them are quite goofy, but some of them are really, really fun.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
Listen, Sean. Listen, Sean. Jason, I'm giving you the mad face. Sean's getting the mad face. Jason is getting the mad face. Listen, you spammers. David gets the heart. Listen, spammers.
Alphinius, this is on you.
I'm shutting them down.
You can't shut them down. They'll just keep popping up. That's the thing about the shenanigators. So
listen. Now Harry's in the. All right, listen, all right, just spam on, spammers.
Okay.
This is totally going sideways, Cameramandi. Do not salt the snail, make Alphinius kiss and make up with Escargot. That is not happening. You get a mad face too. Jason Rieger is a complete spammer, right? All right.
I love it.
All right, so let's
crazy.
Hold on. I'm getting rid of you, Rick, because Jason keeps popping up in the middle. Anyway, so Jim does this, but I wanted to show you this. This was very interesting.
Okay.
Do you all know about Stickergate?
No. Oh, wait.
At many conventions, people go around and put stickers all over the place, like on where they shouldn't. Honestly, it's not good.
So
here's
the philosophy behind Stickergate. Is that like at Gen Con, you're allowed to sell stickers because if you buy a sticker, the sticker has value. However, if you just get handed a sticker, like if you're giving out stickers, people don't value those as much. And so they'll just plop them wherever around the convention center. So that's the philosophy behind it.
So real quick, Gen Con says you can't sell stickers, or sorry, you can't give them away, you have to sell them.
Right. So you can sell them, you can't give them away.
Yes, understood.
And Bo, on our game show last year, we had a guest on. Now this game show gets live streamed. So we do it in front of 500 people and it gets live streamed from Gen Con. And already we were having a little bit of a stressful morning with the game show that day. We had a great crew. But long story short, Mike Dunn of Gaming Trend starts throwing stickers out to the audience. And at one point I get pulled off stage and the director is like, Mandy, so this is a huge violation.
Yeah, Mandy was like, Mandy almost got us kicked out.
I did not know he was going to do it. But I also, to be fair, if he had told me he was going to do it, would not have known better to be like, you can't do that, Mike. Now we do. So anyway, that was for us. That for context. Okay, keep going, Alphinius.
So hold on a second. There's major controversy now.
Oh my
Patrick
goodness.
Kenny has called Hans and David towels. Right here. Right. You have it right here. He called them towels.
All right.
Everyone, be kind. Don't call people towels.
You don't?
No, look,
Sorry.
but here's
this is part of the snail cult thing, Bo. Just go with it. Just say yes.
Just go with it. Yeah. All right.
So anyway, at DEF CON, they put up these sticker places where you could put stickers. And apparently stopped the sticker problem.
I love that. That's a good idea.
Great.
Now I know many of us have seen this before, but I love this. I think this is so funny. So Tim put this up, and he says, "Who's ready for an adventure?" And it says, "I'm quite sure most of you have seen the rather." This is true class. This was absolutely in the classifieds.
Mhm.
I am quite sure most of you have seen the rather large green dragon. Now Geeky Hoodie is in on the deal, and Jason Rieger just continues to spam me. I don't know what Geeky's saying. Freedom for our weirdo. Stop it, Geeky. I don't know what's happening. There's something going on here, but I can't see it. I am quite sure most of you have seen the rather large green dragon, get out of here, Jason, that has been flying over northeast OKC for the better part of a week. I'm looking for someone to lure said dragon away from OKC to a more rural area, force said dragon to land in a rural area, slay the dragon. Jason Rieger.
Okay.
And then anyway, so this is actually in the classified, and I thought it was pretty fun. And I'm glad.
Hold on, there's no pay for slaying the dragon.
No pay. Dragon slaying is its own reward. Please note that I am not talking about the red dragon.
People just kill dragons for no reason. This is why they
that's just reckless.
I completely agree.
Okay, listen.
Right. I got just a couple more, Cameron Mendy. I got just a couple more.
But before we go, wait, hold on. We're gonna do our portrait giveaway. So hashtag portrait in the chat. And
put that in the chat.
You will be entered to win the custom portrait. Gragnick says not the red dragon though. They have an arrangement with them.
Look at Jason Rieger has spammed me so much. I'm getting the spinning ball of death for his comments now.
Maybe he's what?
Jason Rieger has spammed me so many times. I'm getting the spinning ball of death, and I can't see what Pam put up, and I can't see what Geeky put up because of Jason Rieger spamming. And now Harry Coy.
Censored. Maybe the internet. Maybe they sent you some, inappropriate
smut.
thing.
It could be smut.
Some old Fabio smut.
All right, hashtag portrait, my friends. Put that in the chat. This is your chance to get an extra bonus. That's funny. Good.
I want to see this art.
Yes.
All right. So this, first of all, I just want to tell everybody about this. We are, for those of you who didn't go to Gen Con, we're offering a very similar deal. The only difference is it's a little higher priced because we got to pay for shipping. But you can get Madness in GenzaCon, the limited edition version, for free with a purchase of $70 or more of anything, or you can actually buy Madness if you want to buy it.
Asterisk, merch not included. So
correct. Yeah, no merchandise. We can't do merchandise because we don't make very much money on the merch.
Yes. So not anything that's like a t-shirt is not part of the sale, but anything that's like basically made out of paper is for sale.
Yes, so we'll be sending an email with a link for people to do this and be able to get this. It's coming out this next week. So if you want to get Madness and GenzaCon with the new limited edition portraits and the limited cover and all of that stuff, we'll be sending that very soon. And we're very excited to put that out. And Ken, thank you for, as always, your support, my friend. You are marvelous to us. And then I had one more thing. It was one more thing, and then I'm going to be done. There's Cameron Mendy again. There's I put up your critical hit soda. So I love this. Heather puts up a lot of cool things. So look at this. So this is a sea snail, and for those of you who do not know, they do have little eyeballs that look at you just like that.
Oh, that's so creepy.
And I think it's amazing. You know, that you don't know it until you look and you're like, oh my goodness. There's the little eyeballs. All right, that's enough. I'm going to dump the screen share right now.
Okay, here. I'm going to remove you. I'm going to add. We're going to finish on your Kickstarter. Bo, thanks for hanging out with us. Bo, I have a question from the chat that I forgot to ask.
Yeah, what's up?
What happens if someone rolls a critical fail at your booth?
Oh yeah, we charge double.
Seriously?
Well, no. So we make that joke. Now, funny story. So we make that joke every time. No, we don't actually do anything, but we make that joke. We have to charge you double. But now I have to say, I did have a customer come through. He rolled a 1. I made that joke. Hey, I have to charge you double. Ha. And he was like, absolutely, you have to charge me double. No, and he was dead serious. He made me charge him double. He said, look, I live by the dice and I die by the dice. Okay. And so there is an amazing customer out there who insisted that we charge him double. And
I love that.
So we did. So we did. That's the only time that's ever actually happened. But no, that's the joke we make, is that we have to charge a double.
So
Camera Mandy, next week we will talk more about your escapades in St. Louis. We'll do that because we got a little long in the time frame today, right? But we got the portrait thing in. Is there anything else we're missing? I think there's something else. Oh, the Destroy Alphinius thing, because I want to start putting up all of the villains. I really want to do this. I want to do a showcase of the villains of Zyathé, and bring them forward. So we got to start that next week. And then, of course, I'm going to California for a couple of weeks to see Ms. Goo's mom, and we'll have some fun out there and maybe do a few things. And we'll see if we can put something together that's a little better than the Hawaii debacle. And and then we of course have Gamehole coming up very, very soon.
Yeah.
Yes?
Gamehole. I'm so excited for Gamehole.
You'll be there, Bo?
Critical Hit Soda is there every year.
Ah, very good.
Yeah.
Did not know. Well, yes.
Fact,
I will be sure to bring a bottle of vodka to mix in.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. And we actually at Gamehole we auction off a 1-of-1 mug every year. Proceeds go to all of it go to the charity. So this is Alex's charity auction. That mug, it's a 44-ounce Stanley tumbler with some special design laser etched onto it, and we call it the Dragon Chalice. And whoever wins that gets free sodas for life.
Wow.
So this will be the second year that we've did it. Last year it was incredible. I won't give it away, but anybody who is here should go to the YouTube and check out Gamehole Con charity auction. It's an amazing watch. I won't give away the story, but it's dramatic. It is the first auction we did is super dramatic.
Michelle is cut from the same cloth as me. She says right there, she says tequila in Turn Undead is the bomb.
There you go. Absolutely. Yeah. So we encourage anybody to bring anything to augment their drinks. We'll give you the drinks and you can modify them and improve them however you wish. And we're excited for it.
And listen, to you gooey people who gave Bo a little love here today, that was marvelous. Thank you for doing that. That's wonderful. Yes. And I do think the villains of Goo is going to be a lot of fun. Mandy, I think, because remember, we have a couple. It's very interesting because we actually have a couple of portraited characters, right, who are villains, right? So Mike Dunn, right? Mike Dunn made his villain, and of course Alexander.
Lord, yeah, Counovic, yeah.
Yes, of course. Yes, absolutely. So we've got
Malsum's character is also the nefarious, and Carrie's
indeed. Carrie's got a little bit of a dark side. So we can bring forth some characters. I mean, it's amazing. They still keep coming that people want to keep making characters. So we gotta have a whole nother slew of characters for Guys and Gags 2. We've got to do all that, and so we've got a lot coming. I actually must say, Bo, congratulations too, because I think you're going to make at least close to your number. I know it's not, when we did our first Kickstarter, it was all our friends and family because we didn't really know what we should do. There was great fear of do you write a $30,000, $40,000 check before you even launch your crowdfund, and you're like,
right.
Biting your nails and all of that kind of stuff. And but we, on the Guys and Gags 1, we did it and it worked and it did help a lot. I have a suggestion for you in the future too. Next time you do another Kickstarter, you should do the cans, right? Because you can get them without being filled with soda.
Sure.
And you should do something with the can that is actually super collectible. Number them or something like that, and for your big backers, give them a chance to get something that nobody else would be able to get, really special. Because I would have done that. I would have probably backed a little higher if you had like the 3 cans in like gold filigree, or I'm making this up, but something.
No,
like that.
I told you, make just really do something to accent the can and make it unique for just the Kickstarter.
Correct.
Yes. That's fantastic.
There are a lot of things out there.
Well, I'm a collector, and I know lots of people who are collectors, and we like that kind of crap. Ms. Goo, however, says, "Why do you have these 3 cans?" And I'm like, "Well, they're collector's items." And she's like, "How much did you pay for that?"
Now, I know we didn't have any time to talk about it, but the pins, if you look at the Kickstarter, the pins are that's where we really tried to tap into the collector's market.
Yes.
But again, we didn't have time to talk about it, but it's
pins
totally
are huge.
Yeah,
pins are huge.
Sure.
I love that. Love it.
So if I say the pins add to the opportunity to roll the dice at the trailer. So that's what those pins do.
Awesome.
So
I love that.
What it's worth.
It's all part of the game.
It is absolutely. It's about making it as much Dungeons and Dragons as humanly possible, or role playing in general as humanly possible.
Indeed.
Bringing as much of that love into the purchasing and drinking experience as we possibly can muster.
I love it.
So.
All right, I got to get going because I have a panel that starts in 10 minutes. So
much love, friends. Thank you, Bo. Thanks to all the people who join us every Saturday and say all the crazy, crappy things you say in the chat. Much love to you all. May all your adventures be sticky, my friends. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.